Geminis, welcome back to my channel. This is Diasporic Femme here, and I'm here to do your weekly reading. Let's just dive right into it. I'm going to start with the Illuminated Tarot. Let's see what comes out, and I'll use the other decks here to clarify. Wow, cards are already jumping out. One more. Let's pull one more for Gemini. That's too much. Let's pull one more card for Gemini. Okay. So Gemini, with the Queen of Pentacles in this deck, it represents a bond between the internal and external, mastery, not control of nature, right? And then with the Three of Cups, we have a party or celebration, usually hanging out with friends, going out, having a good time. And with the Six of Wands, it's usually victory, right? But in this deck, it's the Tower. So this is sudden or shocking events that also, I would say, kind of increase your profile. That's the energy I'm getting here. I'm getting the energy of an event that you go for that ends up increasing your profile publicly, right? It says a revelation or a drastic shift in perspective. And so this is talking about community. It's talking about a lot of the hard work you've been doing, which kind of seems like it might be behind the scenes, because there's this energy of like coming out, right, in the public. Right here, it's like you and yourself working on something, right? Producing something, using your inner creativity, your inner wisdom, and your inner self to realize and execute visions in the real world, right? So you've been working on that, and there's this energy of like the community, right? Getting back out there, interacting with people, sharing, right? There's this like energy of like sharing, discussing, and then there's this energy of like boom, right? A tarot moment, but also the Six of Wands. So it's like the work that you've been doing, right, and the communities that you've been engaging with are soon going to have a drastically new perspective of who you are and what that work has been, if they were not previously aware of it. That is actually super exciting for Gemini. I'm going to pull some postcards from Liminal Space deck for more information. Let's dive into this. Okay. So here we have, wow, okay. We have just passing through, death is the healing, and try the opposites. So this card also talks about mastery of nature, not control. So it's saying that like it might even be about mastering your inner nature, right? Like even though the Pentacles are an earth suit, the Gemini is an air sign, right? And so showing up as the Queen of Pentacles means that you're moving from air to earth, or you're embodying more earthy and like grounded values right now. So that could actually even mean that you're working hard on grounding yourself as you're doing this creative work, as you're engaging in this act of creation of whatever it is you're working on, or even just integrating like disparate parts of yourself or parts of yourself that feel disparate. As you're doing that, right, you're mastering your nature. You're not trying to control your nature. You're not trying to control what is around you. You're kind of going with the flow, right? Which is echoed by this card saying just passing through, because if everything's ephemeral, life is ephemeral, right? So we're, as a Gemini, you also kind of instinctively know not to hold on too tightly to anything. But I think that because of the, you know, venturing into the work that you've been doing, you've kind of been keeping it close to your chest, and it's telling you that it's time to let go and share it, right? Let it flow. Death is the healing. So it's like there might be some relationships or some communities or some environments that you are I guess going to exit, right? Or you have let go of, or there's been an internal transformation that has occurred that's going to actually positively affect the communities and the group relationships that you're in. This is giving like 11th house. For those of you who are into astrology or know a little bit about astrology, the 11th house rules like our wider like communities, right? Like so associations we might be in, like social groups, like that sort of stuff. You know, your people that you might know but you may not be very close friends with, but maybe like you see them every time you go out, that sort of thing, right? It's saying that the internal changes that you've been going through are going to be very noticeable to people, right? And it's saying that like what is going to bring this change is you doing the opposite of what you've been doing for a while, because it's not like what you've been doing is bad, but it's time to let go of holding everything so closely to your chest and do the opposite thing. Share your work, right? Go out, mingle with people, and then see how that kind of helps you grow, you know, see how that helps you expand, see the sudden and amazing changes that it's going to bring to your life. I'm going to pull one more postcard from the liminal deck. Let's see. Yeah. Magic is immediate, right? So it's like, don't hold things, share things. Tell people what you're doing. Like, you're so magical. You have so many talents. There's just the abundance of stuff that you have to offer, but you have to make sure that you're sharing it with your community. Let them know what you're up to, right? And this idea of magic is immediate is literally what this tower, the wand here, right, even reminds me of the tower, right, with the way the sparks are coming out and the way the lightning is coming out of the tower. It's literally saying that, like, once you start sharing, you're going to be amazed at how much everything is going to take off. It's literally going to feel like an explosion. And it's saying that you're ready for this. If you don't feel like you are, you've healed, right? And it's not like healing is like linear or just happens once, or like you just suddenly get over everything that has been an issue in the past. But this is saying that you're at a place where it is time to try something new, right? Okay, let's pull something from the Love Oracle deck. Yeah, so this is perfect pair, very compatible, harmonious relationship, unconditional love, doing everything together. The cherry on top, something extra special, better than expected, making it better, perfection. And the T, gossip, learning the truth, having a reputation, move in silence. So, you know, this is saying that maybe, first of all, there's a relationship coming in, right, with somebody that is basically like your perfect partner. You know, you guys get along really well. You're probably gonna end up spending a lot of time together. But this idea of a harmonious relationship, right, and the mirroring on these cards makes me feel like this is actually about developing a harmonious relationship with yourself. And I think as you're developing the harmonious relationship with yourself and getting more comfortable with putting yourself out there, that's when this love comes in, right? Because how are they going to love you? How is it going to be a perfect relationship if you're not sharing the things that make you you? And a lot of the things that make you you are the creative pursuits that you are always working on and the creative excellence that you exude. And so you need to share that with the world so the people that are meant for you can be drawn to you. And literally, once you do that, it's going to be even better than you expected, right? Like, you can't even I guess imagine how exactly this is going to go. Another thing is, if you've been afraid of gossip, you have to get over it. At the end of the day, they're going to talk, and it's better to be talked about than to be the one doing the talking, you know? So I think that this is going to, you sharing your work, doing something new, right, like you don't usually do, is actually going to result in an amazing experience for you. And also, maybe it's not even going to be as bad as you think, right? I think there's enough of moving in silence, and it's time for people to learn the truth about you, right? I think it's also like people might have a perception of you, and because you're not I would say, like, you don't usually share, right, you keep things close to your chest, these misunderstandings persist, right, if other people are the ones controlling the narrative about you. But you have to be able to come out and control the narrative for yourself, right? And once you do that, everything that you kind of want is going to come right to your doorstep. Okay, Gemini, I hope that resonated. If it did, leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.